to get to that. But we've got Kamara now at the back post as well, so it's going to be another in-swinger from Hildebrand here.
Hildebrand, high ball over the head, and good defending there from Nate Schultz, headed it off the line, and nice play from Alejandro Varela, let it go for it's Andre Bears will let it go for a corner here for the Rovers, number 4 on the night. And the Rovers as well, they've had a tough time with travel-wise, and you mentioned they've already played 7 games in less than a month, and this is, they played last Friday against Lane and lost 3-1 away with Mamadi Kamara scoring a penalty, and a 2-0 loss to Seattle this past Sunday. That both two tough environments to get results in, especially Sounders, another MLS-affiliated club. Hildebrand whips it in over the head of Alejandro Varela. Joel Waterman has the pace to get there, and he's taken down. The throw in there is a nice tackle as well from Ambrosino, winning a throw in for the Rovers. Papadinets in that left wing to Mamadi Kamara, who's done well to back off his defender tonight. Played it over the head of Papadinets, and there'll be a throw in here for Timbers U23. 21 minutes gone, no score here tonight.
And wherever you are, we hope you're enjoying the stream. This stream is brought to you by aftn.ca. For all your TSS Rovers and Whitecaps news, check out aftn.ca. If you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, send me a tweet at AFTN Canada, and we'll try and answer any of your questions on air.
Ellie Hayden into Mamadi Kamara, pushed over, drops for Joel Waterman, who didn't get it across quick enough, and the long-haired Christo Michelson will play it to Ben Spur. Pardon me, that's a Willie Spur. Spur across to Nico De Vera. De Vera to Timur Zavidzi. Zavidzi working on his man, cuts inside that favored right foot, has a whip, and that one just wide of the net. And there'll be another goal kick for Andrew Hicks, wearing the number 30 in the bright neon green jersey for the TSS FC Rovers in their 3rd ever home game.
And we mentioned Zavidzi plays for Corban University in Oregon. That's also where the head coach of the team comes. This is his first year in charge of the team. And he's had a mixed start, but Aaron Lewis has done well the last couple of years with Corban. He's taken them to 3 straight NAIA tournaments. And he's building a really nice program down there.
Bears with the header forward towards just past halfway. Verhoeven, the shorter these Rovers players, lost it. Polisi to Ili Heiden wins a nice header to Janko Vong. Rovers trying to keep possession, but again another turnover as Andres Ochoa will chip it ahead to Willie Spur. In a foot race with Andre Bears, he'll play it towards halfway. Verhoeven swings at it. Hildebrand with the header, Ili Heiden coming towards it. One guy that Rovers won't be hesitant to throw on at any point is Daniel Davidson, who obviously missed first part of the match, had to come off against Calgary after scoring the opening goal. Is back out there on the subs bench tonight for the Rovers. It'll be a throw for the red and white kit from here in Burnaby.
Certainly been a roller coaster of a season for Davidson. Yeah. A couple of goals, an eligible player, injury.
Came in as a substitute last week, I should say, in that loss to Seattle. He started on the Friday as well. Willie Spur, nice little step over. Tried to find his man, Timur Zavidzi, and a good touch there. Bring it forward to Zavidzi, trying to play it to Gio Magana Rivera. Will be a throw in here for the Timbers. It's left side right near their bench. Willie Spur going to go to Zavidzi. Spur, step over and field to Andres Ochoa. He's got Schultz wide open on the right side. He plays it to him. Nice crossfield ball and played by Schultz, headed away, and that one will be let go by Mitchell Papadinets. A throw in here for the Timbers U23. 24 minutes gone here from Swangard Stadium.
And Spur was a bit of a surprise for me in the lineup. He's only made one appearance so far for 10 minutes, but he's looked pretty good out there. And that is the thing with Portland. They like to use a lot of players. I think I worked out last season they used 48 different players, and so far they've used 22 this season.
Ball, great touch there. Andres Ochoa goes down. Penalty for Portland Timbers U23.
Because you're watching a TSS Rovers game and there's always a penalty.
Seems to be a fixture in every TSS Rovers game you watch. A tough one there is Ochoa might have gone down a little bit. He did draw the contact well from, I believe it was Waterman. But either way, that'll be a penalty for the Timbers U23. And who else but Timur Zavidzi, the joint leading scorer, second leading scorer, I should say, with Trevin Sewell, will get the penalty kick for the Timbers U23. Oh, that's not Zavidzi, pardon me, that's Stefan Demoline, midfielder. So Zavidzi will leave it, and Demoline will try to become the fourth goal scorer, I should say, for the Timbers U23 this season. Referee making sure there's no infractions. Moline steps up for Timbers U23. Where's the number 35 for the green and white? Right-footed shot, saved by Andrew Hicks.
Oh, fantastic save by Hicks there. Save
by Andrew Hicks. Papadakis will clear it away, and that's a wonderful save from Andrew Hicks as Mamadi Kamara will try and start the counterattack for the Rovers. And nice defender there from Andres Ochoa.
Great leg save by Hicks. Another great save from the big man.
He didn't look confident all the way. This one drops down to Zavidzi. Nice little touch there on Alejandro Varela. Zavidzi crossed into the box, cleared away nice by Andrea Bears. Right to the foot of Mikkelsen, who tried to cut it back, and a good defensive play by 3 Rovers. Verhoeven to Connor Hildebrand, left-footed ball towards Ili Heitinen. Cleared away by Schultz.
Yeah, Dalmalin didn't look that confident, as you say, when he stepped up to take that. And a surprising choice for me to be the penalty taker, really, because in his whole college career so far, he hasn't even scored 1 goal. So he's not known for his goals.
Maybe they are trying to spread it out a bit, but like we mentioned, Zavidzi and Ambrosio, the only 2 goal scorers of the 3 right now. The man on the bench, Zarin Sewell, who I don't think made the trip tonight. So yeah, Sewell did make the trip, so that's why Dalmalin maybe took it, maybe gave Ambrosino a rest. But that's the main guy that the Timbers have been grinding on this season is Ambrosino.
In Dalmalin, he comes with a great pedigree. He started his career in France. He's from Montpellier. Was with the League One side right into the reserve team before heading over to college in the US. And he's played every minute of every game so far. So obviously seen as a really big part of this under-23 side.
That's Timur Zavidzi, number 33. And Jordan Farm, if you're keeping track here, our statistician Joe Deese has done a fantastic job keeping track tonight. And last game, that's foul number 10 for the TSS Rovers, who last game I think we had over 30 fouls between these guys and Calgary. So it's interesting early on, these guys going at it, and especially with the rivalry from MLS trickles down through USL and all the way down to USL PDLs. Tomorrow the Whitecaps 2 actually play Portland Timbers 2 at Providence Park.
That's at Sunday, 2 o'clock
Sunday,
kickoff.
pardon me, right.
I'm possibly going to head down for that. I'll be heading down to Oregon Saturday night, and I'm hoping to take that in on the way.
Also, something we saw on social media earlier today, Didier Drogba is confirmed to make his debut next weekend against the Vancouver Whitecaps FC2 at Phoenix, I should say field there. But that'll be interesting to see what he can do, a 38-year-old playing in the USL.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to be playing at Thunderbird in the return fixture in September.
I don't think Wright Phillips or Bravo will either, but that'll be interesting to see who makes the trip for that one. Be a good show for the Whitecaps FC2 fans either way. Ambrosino tried to give it back to Mikkelsen. Working down the right wing. Interested in have that game at McLeod, as we've mentioned. There's been so many more fans in McLeod than Thunderbird. That'll be something that the Whitecaps will look long and hard at this off-season. Ochoa, nice layoff to Nico de Vera.
A good crowd coming into Swangard now. Always a lot of late stragglers in Vancouver for every single game you have.
No matter what excuse or transit, glad joining us here tonight or on the stream. Mikkelsen out wide to left for Nico de Vera. De Vera working on Janko Vong. De Vera touches it out wide. That'll be a goal kick for Andrew Hicks. 29 minutes gone here tonight from Swangard Stadium. Well, 0-0, I should say, almost 1-0, but a penalty kick saved by Andrew Hicks just a few moments ago.
And De Vera there is one of the Portland players that has returned from last year. And I mentioned the number of players that Portland used last year. Incredible to have actually given minutes to 48 players, considering your roster is only 30. I'm just going to stop here now because it looks like we might have a couple of substitutions coming on.
Rare double sub for the Rovers team. Maybe they're saving them for Sunday, or I'm not sure, but it'll be Daniel Davidson, Matteo Polisi, maybe brother for brother here with Matteo Marcello.
Well, I mentioned Polisi. Oh, it looks like Hildebrand is coming off. He must have got a knock there. He's going off. It's a like-for-like swap, really, with Matteo Polisi. And Ili Heitinen going off as well. You wonder if he possibly has had a knock.
Well,
the ridiculous on the field after that, I'm going to be really surprised.
I thought Polisi first look was going to go and lift him up, but right away he went for the attack there. And
it was a big tackle by Michelson, but at the same time, you can't react like that. You've got to keep your head.
So I don't know if we'll get a second look at that one, but Marcelo Polisi, if he's going to try and make some minutes for the Rovers after injury, it's not going to be good for him if he gets a red card. And misses another game. It's a guy trying to break into a team and really into his university club, as he missed last year, the injury you mentioned. But just
actually, but when you look at it, it wasn't even seen that bad a tackle.
So yellows for both Mickelson and Marcelo Polisi.
I have to
wait. No, sorry, that means Polisi's off.
Yeah, that's his second booking.
So
interesting debut for Marcello.
Yeah, for sure. He was one of the standout players early on for the Rovers, and now he's sent off. Only 31 minutes after his second yellow card. His other one mentioned almost halfway or 50 minutes early in the 15th minute.
We talked about we weren't sure how long he was going to play for. I had him down for playing more than 32 minutes. But that's it's one of those things that really is going to disappoint a head coach, because you've had to make 2 early substitutions. The guy that was kind of making your midfield tick is now been sent off, and Hildebrand's on the ground looking like he's in a lot of pain. This has just been a season that's been going from bad to worse with injuries, suspensions. But, I mean, Polisi can't do that. As soon as you lift your hands to the player, I actually feel the referee was quite lax there. I would have had no complaint if that was a straight red. Michelson was on the ground. He's pushed down whilst on the ground, and yet you just can't do that.
Yeah, when I went to look and write down Polisi's yellow card, I realized that, he's already got one in the 15th minute. So tough luck for the Rovers. They get a man sent off here, 0-0, 33rd minute. And they're not down, thankfully, but might be bad now for them being down a man, as that one grabbed by far after he had a shaky first 10 minutes or so. So as I was talking about Jin An and Tak Tasaka, who Tasaka hasn't started a game yet and started the first and the second to last game before this one. So both younger guys for the Rovers who maybe they don't want to throw on, but they might have to with Polisi. Should say Marcelo Polisi, who's now off. They won't have to sub him off. So maybe a bit of a luxury there for Willie, not have to sub off a guy, but not when you go down to 10 men.
And the other thing from that as well, Polisi's now going to mix the next game against Victoria Highlanders, the first of the 3-game battle for the Juan de Fuca plate. And he was looking good out there, and it was great to see him back. So it's frustrating all round. It's going to frustrate him as well. When he sees that back, he's going to know he shouldn't have reacted like that.
Nice touch there from Andre Bears out of the way of his man, Joel Waterman. Plays back to Andrew Hicks, who thumps it out of bounds there. I thought the next game was against Portland in a couple weeks' time. June 16th, that's what I saw on the schedule. I might be wrong, but either way, it'll be an interesting battle for the Juan de Fuca plate against Victoria.
I think you are right, actually, because it's the Sundays after that.
Yeah.
It's the Victoria game, because it is kind of back-to-back Portland, which was a bit strange because they're making 2 trips up here.
So Mamadi Kamara.
It's getting a little bit chippy out there.
I was just going to say, Mamadi Kamara shoved his man off the ball, and Joel Waterman just did as well. So keep an eye on the feistiness for sure here, with almost a half gone here from TSS Rovers' third match here at Swangard. Thank you for joining us on YouTube for this stream.
It's going to be interesting as well to see now what shape TSS line up with. Will they maybe make a switch? Because they were going 4-2-3-1. They've lost one of their 2, so will they go 4-1-3-1?
Maybe it looks like a 4-3-2. Sorry, 4-4-1 right now, without the 4-4-1-1 as Davidson gets this ball here. But
it's going to be hard to get some service now to Davidson up front. So a lot is expected now from Kamara and from Verhoeven on the wings. But Kamara's playing more of a central role.
Yeah, Polisi looks to be out wide left right now, as Schultz will cut in, plays it in field to Andres Ochoa. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the formation as Rovers once again have to change their lineup and formation as they did tonight as well, with Polisi coming back in, and as well as Alejandro Varela. Nico De Vera, step over. Ball out wide to Timur Zavidzi and Zach Verhoeven, who hasn't really used his pace a lot tonight. Nice ball in field to Daniel Davidson. Doesn't get there first.
Yeah, Verhoeven's not really had the ball much to kind of use his pace, but linking up well with Kamara here.
Oh, tried to go through Michelson's leg, and Michelson did a good job after his yellow card. And
Kamara aimed a little kick out there as the ball went past on Michelson, and that was lucky not to be noticed by the referee.
Michelson maybe already had a knock there, but it didn't look that firm from Kamara, but maybe either way he needs to keep his head and his shoulders here and not do anything else further silly for this Rovers team, as Waterman didn't get rid of it quickly.
And it's
Michelson
3-on-2 break here
out wide here.
Portland.
The shot from Dalmalin and a nice save. I mean, that was Gio Magana Rivera. Hicks will play right away. Has been very steady for this Rovers team despite the scorelines.
And he's
of
going to
every
need to
match.
be now for the rest of this match. There's going to be a lot expected from Hicks and this defence. A baptism of fire for Varela at the back.
Davidson tried to find Verhoeven, who was out-muscled there by Wouter Verstraeten.
So it's 9 minutes to half time, and then Colin Elms can get his team in, get them regrouped.
Calm them down a bit, maybe?
Just try and kind of get some better shape to this, because the problem with this team is there's a lot of attacking guys in the team, and they just want to pile forward, and when you're a man down, you just can't do that.
Played forward by Zavidzi over the top. Amrozinho coming out, and Hicks did a nice job to grab that one.
I talked about Kamara as well playing centrally. Although he's known for his pace and being a wing and being a great finisher,
He's looked good.
he's done well in the holding role, and he's played it a couple of times so far this year. And Colin, I spoke to him about that, and he thinks that could be an untapped talent for him. That might be, as a box-to-box midfielder, could be something that he might want to look at in his future.
Mamadi Kamara working on Andres Ochoa, who's got a lot of the ball early on. He and Zavidzi have been very good for this Rovers, or pardon me, I should say Timbers U23 team. Willie Spur, a nice touch. Give and go. Magana not looking for it. A great ball to Verhoeven, who's got the ball here, and nice touch by Verstraeten to take it away. De Vera plays it infield to Mikkelsen. Andres Ochoa. Give and go there nicely with Amrozinho. And again infield to Amrozinho. Nice touch through. Here's Magana onside. Great tackle by Andre Bears. Wins a corner for Timbers U23. Corner number 3 for the men in green and white here. 37 minutes gone from Swangard.
And we had a tweet in from SS Slamo just wondering about the sending off for Polisi and just wanting to know if it was a straight red or a second yellow. Definitely a second yellow. Surprisingly, but it was a second yellow.
It could have gone either way for me personally, and I'm sure I can speak for you, Michael, as well, that in that situation, depends on what Polisi has. If it's no yellow, you think it was a straight red, but I don't know what the rules in this
either way,
league.
he was going to be off.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if the rules in this league, if it's red card is 2 or what, but maybe yellow card is just 1 game, so maybe the ref got end as well as this game, so maybe the ref a little lucky there for Marcelo Polisi. Joel Waterman working on Mikkelsen, who's been a thorn, pun intended, to this Rovers side early on, especially after that Polisi tackle. Matteo Polisi. Nice ball to Zach Verhoeven. Good touch out wide, and Verhoeven's been floating all over the place. Got lots of energy, I should say, as he hadn't gotten the ball a lot or had a chance to run at anybody. Verhoeven working on Amrozinho, who's done well to defend. And Verhoeven lost that one there. Well done by Verhoeven. It's turned over, though, to Schultz. Field there, but played out wide to Nico de Vera. Pacey, shorter player for this U23 team, Zavidzi. The ball to Nico de Vera, turned over to Joel Waterman. He doesn't have much help again with the guy down. You've got to spread out more and cover the space, but something the Rovers haven't done well with, kind of holding the Timbers U23 and playing interchange. It's kind of the style Willie and Colin want to play, tiki-taka kind of style. Pass it around until you get open space to shoot it, and they haven't really exploited that with Marcel Polisi being sent off.
And if you were watching at the bottom of the screen, you'll have seen Connor Hildebrand getting up there, which is a good sign. He's doing a little bit of jogging now. He was a little bit stiff when he got up, but I don't think it's going to be too bad an injury.
Back to Schultz, in field to Mikkelsen. Trying to get away from Daniel Davidson, who did well.
2-footed tackle by Michelson there by the looks of that, but TSS coming forward here through Davidson.
The only knock I have on younger players is their head, and the things that a free kick here for the Rovers is sometimes they get a little anxious to try and fly in tackles. If their or teammates take it out, they like to stand up for each other, and that's something that Colin's going to say, hey guys, if say Mamadi Kamara takes the tackle, don't go after the guy for him. Let him deal with it, or not deal with it at all, is let them take the foul. That'll be something that Willie and Colin will use their minds to come together and talk about at halftime. Is that something that the Rovers need to focus on? I don't think they have a sending off yet this year. Maybe Bukas misses tonight with too many yellows, but not that I can think of that they've had a sending off this season.
I don't think they have, and free kick's going to come in here. TSS, of course, lost their big target man in Eli Heighton and subbed off at the half-hour mark. I have to think this might go to Bears.
Ball played in, and
Bears went down there, but I just think it was a little stumble.
Talked about, Michael, before the game that you think it might be a slower game, maybe a low scoring, or not sore, but I meant low scoring. And
I had this down as a 0-0 or a 1-0 for one of the teams.
It didn't look like that initially, but right now it's slowed down heavily so, with Marcel Polisi being sent off. Nico De Vera working in its 18-yard box to Timur Zvidzi. Back to Nico De Vera.
As I mentioned, this Portland team, they've got a lot of talented individuals, but they don't have anyone that you look that's definitely where the goals are coming from. Even at college level, there's people that haven't been banging the goals in. And for me, Zvidzi is going to be possibly the guy that is the difference maker in this.
Most of the teams in this division, especially Northwest Division, are very balanced out. And that's, except you could say at Calgary, they have Dominic Russo, who leading scorer all time for Calgary Foothills, but they're a very balanced team. Each one has a few guys that can get it done for you. Willie Spur, give and go there, and there's Papadanitz, who came in well with a tackle, and controlling it well was Schultz, who played all the way back. Center back pairing tonight of Dumoulin and Verstraeten. Stratton finds Andres Ochoa. Ochoa, give and go with Mickelson and Willie Spur. For Stratton, right footed ball to Nico De Vera in this left wing. He'll control it. And again, Daniel Davidson's have to drop back heavily here. Zach Verhoeven went in on a challenge on Mickelson. And Mickelson took a hit there from Mamadi Kamara, went down. He'll go after Waterman as well, as the referee will wait for it.
I think this might be TSS's best tactics just now. Just wind Michelson up here because he's already on a yellow, and the way that he's going, it's not going to be long before he picks up a second one.
I think the referee, they don't always go for the makeup call unless they know they made a bad mistake, but there is quite often in soccer games, there is makeup calls in American.
As we saw with the Whitecaps last Saturday.
There we go. Zvidzi will chip it in. Over the top, header down, across goal, and in. Nice flick across header by Nate Schultz, and it's the opening goal for the Timbers U23. And I believe it comes off the head of the number 38, guess who, Francesco Ambrosino, who has the third goal of the season for the Timbers U23, and they take a 1-0 lead here in minute number 43 from Swangard Stadium. Rovers 0, Portland Timbers U23 1.
And it was a great chip in from Zvidzi there, and I mean, it caught TSS defence completely out. Lovely header across from Schultz, I think you said had got the header across, and yeah, not a lot that Hicks could do with that. It was just perfectly nodded down, wonderfully knocked in by Amorosino.
Good substitution here from the head coach, Aaron Lewis, for Timbers U23. Mickelson's got a bit of a hothead here after the foul, and some Timbers, or I should say Rovers players, Kamara and Waterman, have gone after him. So Mickelson coming into the game here for Timbers U23. If I can get a look at him, number 50, it'll be Alex Segovia.
Just as I was talking about before the goal there, Michelson was starting to lose it a little bit. It's very, very good management to take him off. So and it's a long way back now for TSS Rovers, and they're going to want to just get to half-time now, just one goal down, but Portland trying to get a killer second here, coming forward.
All played forward. Janko Wong will watch it go out for a goal kick for the Rovers. Segovia on for Mickelson, who mentioned at the yellow card. Good substitution there for Lewis. You're allowed 4 more for either team. The Rovers only have 2 available outfield subs unless they want to play Aiden Bain as a forward if they want to. Mickelson off for Segovia, minute number 43 for the Timbers. We had that double sub as well. Not sure what minute was in. That was right before.
That was the 30th minute.
30th minute. So Polisi and Eli Heitnen taken off. Maybe we'll have to get an explanation after the game why Eli Heitnen was taken off. Not sure if it was a knock or not, as he didn't go to the trainer, but either way, he'll come off. Here as Matteo Polisi gets the ball in some space, chips it over the head of Verstraeten, did well to recover. Polisi gets a touch on it.
And Segovia, that's come on for Portland now, he's only in his 2nd appearance of the season. He's only played 1 half so far.
Davidson, nice ball to Kamara. Looks, from what you talked about, reading me the stats from last year, they like to get everybody involved for this Timbers U23 team, which is good for development as well as the guy maybe that want to get more minutes, trying to get a look at the Timbers, maybe USL or a higher level, maybe doesn't get as much minutes as he would like to. So that's the development standpoint for each player. As Davidson header down, away from Verstraeten, right to Joel Waterman.
You also have to think that Portland will look at the table, see TSS at the bottom, feel this is maybe one of their more winnable games, especially a road game, and feel that this is a chance to blood some of their more inexperienced guys.
Ambrosino. Working on Janko Vong, whips in the right-footed shot, deflected away. Papadance will be first to it, Matteo Polisi. That'll be it for the first half. A feisty one here, back and forth, 1-0 for Timbers U23. That was in minute number 43, a nice flick-off header off a free kick, and the Rovers are down 1-0, as also down a man. 10-men Rovers down 1-0 halftime. Timbers U23. Stick around for the second half here from Swangard Stadium. Welcome back to the second half of Rovers soccer. It's a 1-0 lead for the Timbers U23. They're gonna. So, just got confirmation. These scarves are $30 instead of $10. So that would have been a deal breaker. But 1-0 Timbers. They got a goal off a free kick, and it was off the head or foot of Francesco Ambrosino. Wonderful sounding Italian name. And Michael, go over quickly the sponsors here if you're ready.
Yep, this stream is brought to you by Away From the Numbers, aftn.ca. Hope you're enjoying it at home. Check out our stuff on aftn.ca. Send us any tweets during the second half if you want to ask anything or chat about the game at AFTN Canada. Also, for all your USL news, visit uslpdl.com. You'll find everything about the team, standing stats, and a lot more as well.
So, down 1-0 in the Rovers, and we have a special info to tell you that we have a Whitecaps player among us tonight, Mr. Eric Hurtado, the number 19, injured right now for the Whitecaps, is supporting his former team, U23.
Yep, used to play for Portland against the Whitecaps actually at PDL level.
No TSS player on the field has a shot, so that's
You mean during this game, not just of making it as a professional footballer?
Right, of course.
Yeah, just to clarify that in
just
case you've been
all
watching
these guys
that
have shots, just not on net. Yeah. So, yeah, not stopped off or red carded. Those guys don't have shots on the field, which is something that I'm sure Colin Willie, I would have loved to be in the fly on the wall in that halftime chat for sure to see what they had to say. But some former alumni for Timbers U23, Jake Leeson, who's now their current MLS goalkeeper after Coruscant left, kind of a secret one there, and as well as Colin Warner, Eric Miller, and Fateh Lashe, the U.S. men's national team starlet, as well as the San Jose Earthquake leading midfielder. Daniel Davidson, a forward, dangerously back to Andrew Hicks. He'll have to play it towards halfway and right into the fans on the far right side there.
And we'll give a shout out to TSS Rovers jersey sponsor, Parallel 49 Brewery. Check out all their stuff in the range of beers. If you come to a Rovers game, you'll be able to get that in the concessions.
So just clatter there is...
Heavy tackles already coming in. Varela.
You don't want him to get sent off. I don't know if you heard the ladies come in there right before the half started, but we mentioned about the scarves being $10. They're actually $30, so consumer beware that they're $20 more than originally advertised by us, so apologize for that, but come down to the match maybe next Friday, or June 16th is when they play the same Timbers U23 team. As Alexander Segovia, the sub that came on in the 43rd minute for the Timbers right after their goal, being stretched out here, seems to be fine.
Varela picking the booking up there. As mentioned, Varela making his debut tonight. Just joined the team this week. They're short of defenders. Eric de Graaf looks like he's going to be out with a season-ending injury. So there's a lot expected of Varela. He's just joined from the Richmond Summer League, where he was playing with Reno's Tigers, which is also where they got Christian Eli Heitinen from. Finished last season.
Janan as well, right? Yeah.
Janan played for the Tigers during their VMSL season.
Right.
And Varela's got experience in VMSL as well, but we'll just stop that here while the free kick's getting taken by Portland.
It's a long one from Zavidzi, who's got that excellent right foot. His nice service has been immaculate as well.
Going for power, trying to blast in. You're not going to beat Hicks from that distance, I don't think, anyway.
Oh, Daniel Davidson turns it over looking for Zach Verhoeven, who's a mile offside right now, if he can look where he is.
Yeah, you're playing a man down. You have to be more aware of where you are on the pitch. You cannot afford to go in an offside position like that. Chances for TSS this half is going to be few and far between, and they need to make the most of them, and you just cannot allow yourself to go offside.
Offsides were 1-1 apiece in that first half.
Both early. I thought it was going to be a game of offsides, but they both came really early in the half.
Talk about how much Willen loves them going offside in the right type of game, not in the wrong type of game. As Mamadi Kamara gets the ball, working on Andres Ochoa has been very good so far. Nico De Vera as well. Been lung-bursting runs on the left side. Great ball to Francesco Ambrosini, the goal scorer for the Timbers U23. Worked on his man. Nice play from Joel Waterman, who's won a lot of his tackles tonight physically against this Timbers U23 team, playing the green and white strip, playing from right to left this half, or left to right, I should say, this half. Mamadi Kamara to Alejandro Varela, almost tripped over the ball. He'll thump it towards halfway, looking for Zach Verhoeven, who let his hands go, and a nice touch around Verstrader there as he'll get back.
And it's still the early minutes of this half, but Rovers not looking like they're a man down. They will start to feel that, I think, probably from midway through this half as the tiredness settles in. Ball played back to Hicks here as they try and get something going from the back.
So a couple of Dutchmen on this Timbers U23 roster. Hometown, or I should say my home country, is Rob Groenendijk, and from Veldhoven, Netherlands, the number 42, who is not starting tonight. He did make the trip, as well as Ruud Verstraeten from Hees, Netherlands, if I can say that correctly. Alejandro Varela chips it forward. Nice off the head of Daniel Davidson, who's a smaller guy than Ili Heitinen. He does have more pace than Ili Heitinen as well, but it's something that the Rovers want to get going, as he doesn't look to be playing. Looks to be playing right mid right now with Verhoeven maybe as a central striker with maybe two smaller Portland center backs than usual. Alejandro Ochoa. Infield ball there. We go to Andres Ochoa, then again all the way back.
An interesting makeup as well on the Timbers roster. A lot of guys from Oregon, as you'd expect, few from Washington, but guys from all over the US, and a Ghanaian, you've got a Frenchman, an Italian-born guy.
Mexican as well.
Mexican, so I mean,
Ochoa, yeah.
Casting the net far and wide, and that is the advantage that teams like the Timbers have in trying to attract some players from out with their target area, in that you're playing with an affiliate of an MLS team. So they know that if they come and they impress, they've got a chance possibly of getting into the USL side, possibly with the MLS team down the line. So it's a great recruiting tool, and I think that's why you saw the likes of Adam Jones, who's a local guy, plays at SFU. TSS would have loved to have him here, but he's been playing with Seattle the last couple of years, and he just wants to stay there because there's probably more opportunities if you can get into that system, get into the USL team.
Portland and Seattle are the two MLS affiliated clubs in this division. You wouldn't say affiliate, but they are owned by the owners of each team.
Well, Seattle's privately owned.
Privately owned, I should say.
Run independent.
They have the same name holders,
yes.
I should say. But Zach Verhoeven brings it forward, and Polisi back to Verhoeven. He's got a step here. Verhoeven working on his man. Nice cutback, and again, Verhoeven does very well and strike right at the Portland defender.
First time we've seen him able to really run at the defence the whole game. Didn't get much of a sniff in the first half, but if they can get the ball to him, that's one of their keys in this second half for sure.
So Portland as well, we talked about owner Merritt Paulson, what he brings to the table on Twitter and in real life, and he owns 4 teams. So it's the Portland Timbers MLS team, the Portland Thorns, Portland Timbers 2, and this U23 team. So that's 4 clubs, and they each individually have their own steps of soccer and the way they want to do things. And Portland has been a very successful franchise. They have not had the best first couple of years, but they have really improved after winning the MLS Cup in 2015. So these guys definitely pick their heads up, and they definitely have a shot of making that team if they can impress with head coach Aaron Lewis.
And the Timbers Academy is another one of the strong academies from the MLS side. One of the TSS Rovers players, Matteo Polisi, number 8, who's on the pitch just now, he came through the Whitecaps Academy, went over to Europe, then he kind of finished his youth career with Timbers under 18s. And there's a number of players in this Timbers under 23 roster that's come through the Timbers Academy as well.
Papananitz to Waterman, then again to Matteo Polisi. Infield to Zach Verhoeven. Verhoeven, nice ball to Joe Waterman. Waterman, he's got Davidson wide right. Oh, need to be a better ball from Joe Waterman. Daniel Davidson wide open, streaking down that right side, and not a great ball from Joe Waterman as he put it right into the feet of defenders. Ochoa turned over, and Davidson, again, doesn't want to get injured again as he kind of slipped there, but Nico De Vera down the left wing. Left-footed ball in to Bears, and not the best header again. You saw it was a Tim Parker-esque header right behind him as he did on Tuesday, and that one needs to be better from Bears, the leading defender in this team. Schultz to Andres Ochoa has been very good holding that defensive line tonight for the Timbers. Looks like Verstraeten as well as 35 for Timbers U23 right now. That's Stephen Dalmoline have been sharing the captain's armband tonight. Ball here for Willie Spur to Segovia, the substitute, and very well done by Alejandro Varela. Plays it right to the Timbers coaching staff as some Timbers warming up here. We don't have to worry about Marcel Polisi coming off, so they might keep the same 11 right now if you're willing, calling the leg consistency. They haven't been able to have that tonight, but you look forward to Sunday. It's not an important game. It doesn't mean anything in the standings. Right now you're focused on winning this game or coming back, at least getting a point, but they obviously don't have the best options on the bench with Jinan and Tech Sack, as good as they are, they're younger guys, and you maybe don't want to throw them into a rivalry game of this proportion early on in the season.
I mean, it's going to be really tough for TSS. You've got to kind of balance now, keeping firm at the back, but trying to create chances as well. And as the game goes on, they're going to be pushing for at least the equalising goal. They're going to leave space at the back. They're going to leave a lot of open room. They're down a man. They're going to get tired a lot quicker. And ideally, they need to kind of strike and get back on level terms within the next 5 or 10 minutes, I feel. Otherwise, it's going to be a
Timbers are just going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Police Thief played it through to Zach Verhoeven, who was clambered down. Be a free kick here for the Rovers just outside of the 18-yard box.
And a booking there. It didn't look a lot in it. It was just like, I thought, a tangling of feet. I don't think there was anything really malicious in that. Need to see that again, but enough to earn a yellow card.
Yeah, it looks like, not sure what happened there, but I think it was De Vera or Ancho, I believe, tackled him, but right now standing over the ball, Matteo Polisi, who has to come back a few feet for that one there, 55th minute.
Polisi can definitely take a free kick. Kamara can as well, but Kamara's backed off it now, so it looks like it's going to be Polisi. I would expect him to go for goal here.
Stephen Delaney with the yellow card, I believe, with the yellow card for the Timbers U23, so that's a yellow card for Moline. After Varela got one for the Rovers early on.
Referee just trying to get the ball back here, and I'm curious to see where Farr's going to line up for this, because just now he's left an awful lot of room to his right, but he's gone more back into the middle of the goal now.
See what Matteo Polisi can bring to further set pieces for the Rovers. Will it take something spectacular to get back into this game? Polisi right-footed delivery right to Papadakis, who didn't win the header, dropped down to Verhoeven, who tried that left-footed shot. Maybe not his stronger foot, but it was a good look either way for the Rovers, and Colin Willie will be smiling that he took that one there.
Different free kick than we were expecting. I thought he was going to just try and go straight for goal, but floated one in there. Nicely headed down, but Verhoeven tried to take it first time. Again, a little bit more maturity. He would maybe have tried to bring it down and look for a pass, because the amount of times that something like that's going to come off, it's few and far between. I have to admire him at least for having the effort. He's a guy that, give him a chance to shoot at goal, and he's going to have to shoot at goal. And that's something that you watch a lot of games, especially Whitecaps in recent years. It's frustrating that players try and walk it into the net as opposed to actually trying to shoot.
And he's got a good shot on him. You saw the game against Calgary Foothills in the 2-1 win. That was a spectacular strike that played over the top. It wasn't hard to do. Obviously, Dylan Powley, the keeper for the Foothills in that night, could have done better, but either way, take nothing away from the shot from Zach Verhoeven, the winner 2 weeks ago, if your memory serves you right, as mine does. Is Varela looking forward to Zach Verhoeven. Good control from Jordan Farr, and we roll it towards man who got the yellow card moments ago, Stephen Dalmoline.
And already in this half, you're seeing the influence of Matteo Polisi. He's been given quite a free role in the middle, and he's been given a lot of space. Surprising with the Timbers having the extra man. But I think the Rovers are going to try and get as much going through him in the middle. He's a playmaker. He can play defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, central midfielder. He's a good talent, and if the Rovers are going to get anything going in this half, you feel it's going to be Polisi, Verhoeven, Kamara as the guys that's going to do it.
I'm not sure why right now Daniel Davidson's playing right midfield.
Yeah, he's
but
gone really deep. It's almost like Verhoeven's playing as the one here.
I think that is what it's looked like for me for the past 50 minutes, going back to the first half. Nice run forward here. Nicely done. Riding through challenges, and a good save by Andrew Hicks. Nice run there from the Timbers.
And a nice little tug from Varela there as he went through that kind of put him off getting a firm shot off. A lot of referees would maybe have given a free kick for that, but I like that. It broke the play up. It kind of took a little bit of weight off it. And then Hicks, no problem at all. But great little run through there.
Gio Magana Rivera has 5 shots tonight for the Timbers overall, not on target. Some of them might have been on target either way. It's a one to watch, as he's been very lively for this Timbers U23 team tonight.
Another one of the Portland Pilot guys. 3rd appearance of the season.
Nice ball from Magana Rivera over the top to Timur Zavidzi. Working on Janko Vong. Step over. Nicely done. Vong with a good tackle. And he does very well to win it back. Long towards halfway and out of play. Be a throw-in for the Rovers.
And Magana Rivera is definitely a guy to watch. He came through the Timbers Academy. A couple of seasons he played there. He led the team in goal. So he knows his way to goal. Just finished his freshman year at the University of Portland, where he got 3 goals from 19 appearances.
Certainly isn't trying to strike on goals. You mentioned got 5 tonight. Again, Rivera, beautiful ball, and Papadinets did well on his off foot to knock it away.
Portland knowing at the edge of the box there, that's going to really frustrate their head coach. Although they're 1-0 up, they don't have to do too much. If it finishes like this, they've got the 3 points. They want to get more. Looking at the divisional standings just now, leading the way after 4 games, tied, you've got Calgary Foothills and Seattle Sounders. So Portland are going to want to get up there. They had quite a poor 2016 season, but there's been a lot of turnaround. I mean, we mentioned the number of players they played, but only 9 of those 48 are actually back this season, which is an incredible turnaround, really.
A lot of things that coaches want to do after a poor season, especially in this kind of division, is bring guys in from college and local that'll have chemistry with each other. That's what the Rovers did with residency in college, and that's something that the Timbers have found successfully on. I believe they're 3rd in the Northwest Division, if I can remember. But they've had a good start to the season. They've won one, lost one, and drawn one. Right now they're in position to win. The way they're playing, they're holding it very well. Nico De Vera working in on Daniel Davidson, nicely won by Zach Verhoeven. It's a 2-on-4, but Verhoeven's got the pace to beat all of them. Verhoeven.
And he's going to have to go through them himself if he's going to do this.
But
right now, just past the hour mark, and it's hard to see a way back for the Rovers because you do feel the Timbers are just going to shut them down. Another heavy tackle by Kamara. He's close to getting a booking for tackles here.
That's one guy you don't want to have off the pitch for Rovers. Here comes Segovia, cuts inside. Left-footed shot, good save from Andrew Hicks. My goodness, offside there as well on Schultz, but what a save from Andrew Hicks. He has been maybe the MVP so far for the Rovers season. I don't want to jinx it right now, but he has been fantastic for this Rovers team.
Hard to see past him. I mean, Verhoeven's had a good year as well, but I mean, Hicks has just done phenomenal.
Even with the rotating squad in front of him in regards to the defense and the center midfielders, he has done exceptionally well communicating and positioning himself to be in a position to make good saves, and that's what he did there after a nice step over from Segovia, worked in on his off foot.
And the thing about PDL is the players, they're wanting to put themselves in the shop window. Hicks has just finished his senior year at college, so he's looking for a team now. He's been playing out with Langley United in the Fraser Valley Soccer League, but performances like this is going to attract attention.
Polisi pulled his man back, no call from the referee, pulled it into Davidson. Davidson, left-footed shot, he should have let it go there to Mamadi Kamara.
Yeah, I paused there because it's like I was sure it was a free kick. It kind of threw me a little bit.
Yeah, Mamadi Kamara, who is joint leading scorer with now Ilya Heidenen, who maybe they regret taking off instantly, maybe for his play. We'll have to see after the game what happened with that. But you think for Ilya Heidenen a little frustrated as he could bring something here with the balls played over the top, but the way they're not getting it done on the ground outside now for the Rovers. So that'll be something they can maybe talk about with the remaining 30 or 29 minutes to go. Header down. Papadinets, or pardon me, that was Varela, couldn't let it go to him, and someone played forward to Francesco Amorosini. The goal scorer for the Timbers, he's got 3 against the Rovers this year in 2 games. He still have 1 more to play at home. Friday, June 16th. Played to the left wing again for Amorosini, working on Daniel Davidson, who again has run miles and miles, and that right wing looks pretty gassed after being injured, coming off injured in the last Rovers home game 2 Fridays ago.
And the Timbers are starting to get a lot more space on the field there, a lot of free guys, and Segoria's not getting picked up here, running up and down the right wing, and he's getting a lot of space on the ball now. And I mean, I think he's shown already the Rovers really need to kind of close down on him because he can definitely be a danger man. And another bit of chippiness there.
Segovia lost it to Waterman. He did a very good job to hold him up, but a little bit too much there in the challenge for Joe Waterman. Is Waterman will get a free kick on half. Alejandro Varela will knock this one into the Timbers half. Alejandro Varela, the newly minted center back for the Rovers, they'll need him, his veteran presence, and it will be a free kick or just a talking to Matteo Polisi.
Wanting to chat to them, free kick will get taken again.
So Varela,
really not sure what the referee's doing. He's like pointing and
trying to direct a circus there as Varela will play it into the box of the Timbers U23 if he has enough on it. Maybe a bit tired from his journey from Germany, we've heard. Mamadi Kamara flick down and just out of his reach, Matteo Polisi. As Farr will just calm it down and throw it to Willie Spur. Spur towards halfway. Nice touch there from Janko Vong. Maybe misled him a bit as he turned it over. Talk about some big soccer games in the soccer world coming up. Next couple days. Tomorrow the Whitecaps play Atlanta United. What will be a very interesting game as Hicks almost turned it over.
Hicks having trouble with the back pass there, but managed to recover, but the ball now breaks and it's offside.
Well done by Andrew Hicks after he gave it away. Well, I shouldn't say well done after a poor touch, but he did a good job to recover as all the subs warming up here. Sorry, I forgot about Kerman Panu. I forgot to write him down. So they have Panu, Jinan, Tasaka, the outfielders, subs for the Rovers right now.
Panu coming back from injury as well. It's kind of hard to look at this team just now and see who hasn't been injured this season.
Yeah.
It's been an incredible injury bug that's hit the Rovers. It's hit the Whitecaps too. Must be something about BC at the moment to get all these players injured.
Mamadi Kamara, not sure what the injury situation with WFC2 is, but I'm sure equally as tough as Willie Spur.
They're fine. Do not jinx that. It's just Francis De Vries that's injured with them. So.
I was talking about, going back to my point before Hicks made the error there, is tomorrow the Whitecaps play Atlanta United. That'll be a good game. And then before that, it's the Champions League final. Real Madrid going for an unprecedented second straight. Ronaldo going for that one there. And then Sunday, again, the Rovers and their women's alumni take on each other at 2 p.m. And then at 5 p.m., it's the Rovers and the Whitecaps FC residency. That's here at Swangard, $10 for the Rovers game. As if I can remember correctly, the women's game is free, but they will make sure people pay for the second game. So that's at 5 at Swangard and 2 p.m. the women's game. So come out for a full afternoon of soccer here from Swangard. A good marketing tool as well for the Rovers, trying to get expansion to different levels of soccer. That one played for, and Alejandro Varela trying to shield it on Nate Schultz. He did a very good job. It's a veteran presence that this team needs right now with how battered their backline is, especially with Vijay Bukas. Not sure what he's out, but interesting he's on the lineup. He's tied for minutes played, this team.
And just mentioning the game on Sunday, if you do head along for the women's alumni game at 2 o'clock, it's free admission for that. And if you're in the stadium, then you're able to stay for the residency TSS Rovers game at 5. If not, tickets are $10. There won't be a stream for that. So the only chance you're going to get to see that game is to get along and see it in person, and we really recommend it.
Joel Waterman, Daniel Davidson, Matteo Polisi. On a man out wide, he should find him right away. He doesn't, and that one turned over to Willie Spur.
Rovers playing well, a man down. I mentioned right at the start of the half, you can't actually tell the way that they're playing that they are a man down.
There is a little bit of space in midfield, but you can, as Daniel Davidson has a shot from distance. What a save. Rising shot from Daniel Davidson. That's what he brings out wide, and fantastic save by Jordan Farr there, the number 0 for the Timbers, the keeper, and did well to position himself to not let it go off the crossbar over him, and a very good save there.
And Farr looking to keep his second clean sheet of the season. His first one, of course, against TSS Rovers a couple of weeks ago down there in Oregon.
Bringing forward here for the Timbers is Don Molina with the yellow card tonight. Nice ball to Rivera. Magana Rivera wide to Francesco Amorosinho. Rosinho to Segovia. Gets on his horse, wins that ball on the right side. Back to Nate Schultz. Working in on Andre Bears, who didn't play really until the Calgary Foothills game, and then he's kind of taken over for Vijay Bukas there, who can play center back and left back. Nico de Vera left-footed cross into the area. Segovia header down. Willie Spur settles, lays it off. Magana Rivera, what a save. Andrew Hicks, my goodness. You knew the play was building up to Magana Rivera, and he's had, I believe, now 6 shots tonight for this Timbers team, and another fantastic save for Hicks. Is coming into the game now for Timbers U23 is Bob Grunendijk. Another fun name to announce.
Yep, 3rd appearance of the season, 111 minutes under his belt so far. And great stop from Hicks there. He gets down so well for a big keeper. His short stopping, point-blank saves have been fantastic this year. Like I was saying, he's really done well for himself, and he's had to really, because this back line has been all over the place at times for TSS Rovers this year. They've been a bit better tonight. You mentioned about Bears hadn't played that much. He was one of the last guys to come to the team, still finishing his school year out in Green Bay. And a big shout out to everyone at Green Bay Soccer that's watching this stream. He's been a key guy for Green Bay. He was a key guy for the Whitecaps residency before heading off to college.
Header down and just over.
Great chance there for Timbers to double their lead.
Good flick on by Segovia right to the head of Ambrosino, who's been steady for the Rovers, or pardon me, for the Timbers, I should say, as they're up 1-0. The goal scorer's got 3-2 against Rovers this season. If I can get a corner count here for Timbers U23, 3 so far for the men in green and white, kicking off from left to right here.
And a substitution here for TSS Rovers.
We it's Jinan for Mitchell Papadinets. So maybe a little bit of minutes here for Anna. It's turned over here to Ambrosino.
So
Great tackle from Janko Vong and flicked away towards halfway. Go ahead, Michael.
So like-for-like substitution there. And a free kick for Portland. TSS not happy with that. And Portland trying to take it quickly, but referee is talking to the Rovers guy.
He wants to see the play.
Never quite see the point of trying to take that when the referee's clearly not watching. Good for the Rovers though, because the Timbers would be right in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jinan coming on, like-for-like switch with Papadinets, and he's a young guy, 17. He's used to playing against older guys. He's been playing in VMSL for the last couple of years, so this holds no fear being out against these older guys.
He did actually start on the right wing against Lane United last Friday in that game, and he was a sub on Sunday, so nice to see him get minutes. Long free kick here from Timur Zavidzi. Great save from Andrew
Another
Hicks.
save from Hicks.
Bobbled it, and it'll be Nate Schultz looking for delivery. Plays it back to Willie Spur. Spur working on Joel Waterman. Cut back again. Turns around, plays it infield. Schultz. Nicely done there. Winning it back for the Rovers is Andre Barris to Zach Verhoeven. Defended here from Grunendijk, the newly minted sub.
He had 3 men around him there, another one behind him. If that's what TSS are hoping, that he's just going to be able to run through them,
it's not going to work.
It's just not simply going to work in a game like this. I think as well the early games, Verhoeven kind of caught a lot of teams out because he's an unknown property, although anyone that's seen him play for UBC just knows how good he is. But the game against Lane United, for example, he tore that defence apart. And when you've done that after a couple of games, you become a bit of a known quantity. So they're going to know that he's going to try and run at them. But you just put the numbers back there and he's not going to get past all of them.
14 fouls right now for TSS Rovers. Down 1-0, 71st minute. Willie Spur.
The Rovers are doing enough to possibly keep themselves in with a shout of getting back. They're just not creating stuff in the final third. Timbers will be happy for them to knock it about in the middle here, give away cheap free kicks like they've done there.
Yellow card here for Segovia. Is that his second yellow card? I'm
not sure. He did do a tackle.
Ooh. No, it's not. That was just a substitution. So just the first yellow card for Segovia.
And there's going to be another substitution for Portland here.
71st minute for Portland.
Coming on is Chase Boone, a forward, making his first appearance of the season. Just trying to see who's going off here. Number 47. Willie Spur.
Boone for Spur in 71st minute. Willie Spur kind of played it on the right wing for this Timbers team and dropped back as well in the midfield. Later on the game, Verhoeven 1-on-3. Nice ball outside to Jinan. Get a first look at him in this left wing in front of Swangard fans. To Zach Verhoeven. Verhoeven, nice cutback, working on 3. To his left foot, crosses it in high up and
just took a deflection on the way in there, took it straight to far. No problems for him at all. And you look at the Rovers bench and you look to see who could possibly change things. You've got Panu.
Panu and Tissac are the only outfield options right now. So
I mean, Panu would be the guy I would bring on next. It's who you would take off though, because it's a good team that's out there.
Maybe take out a Bears or a Vong and maybe try and go for it. But Panu as well is not an attacking midfielder. He's a defender or a defending midfielder, I should say. Not sure. Tissac might be. I think he's outside midfielder from what I can remember.
He's a versatile guy. He can play.
Maybe do a double sub, give Kamar and Waterman a rest, maybe for Sunday. But these guys can play 2 games in 3 days, and just ask them, they could play 4 and 5 if they needed to.
They're trying to get something going there. Davidson trying to make a run. Ball played forward to him.
Polisi to Davidson. Good play from Jordan Farr.
Just too central. He needed to get that a little bit out wide, but the idea was right, and Davidson made the run early. Polisi read it well and was trying to find him there. I was just about to say before that, Davidson's been very quiet since he's come on. He's really not had much of a sniff.
We do know that he's normally a striker, as he did start against Calgary, and he did start right midfield against Lane last Friday. Timur Zavidzi out wide to Schultz. That one will He overplayed and kept it nicely by Nate Schultz.
And
But
when these two teams meet in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be a different looking Rovers lineup,
Yeah,
because they're
for
going to have Connor McMillan back. Ryan Dillon should be back by then as
for
well.
that game? Okay, nice.
So they had hoped that McMillan might be back for tonight, but it's just proved just a little bit too early. Dillon's a little bit further behind, but they are hopeful that both will be back in a week or so.
Which will, you can mention, change the lineup significantly. Probably means Eli Heitinen will not start, but we'll see what it looks like.
Well, that was the thing. Eli Heitinen was brought in not to be a starter, because he was kind of like a project for them to see how he would do at this level, and he's been thrown in.
Yeah, and he's done very well. He's got 2 goals.
Two goals. But the last couple of games, he's kind of struggled a little bit, but he hasn't really been getting the service at the same time either.
That's true, yeah.
And I mean, that's been the thing with the Rovers this year. Talented strikers out there, a lot of good runs and a lot of good play in the middle, but the final ball, the delivery and the service to the guys up front, it's been lacking at times. It's something that they need to work on. They're going to have 6 more games after this to work on it.
So 4 more home games for the Rovers after this one. Portland Timbers U23 coming into Swangard on Friday, June 16th, and Victoria back-to-back Friday, Sunday, June 23rd and 25th at 7 and 6 p.m. And then Seattle Sounders on Wednesday, June 12th at 7 p.m. That'll be another good one for this Rovers team. An early start, thankfully, on against Victoria, I should say, Sunday, June 25th. But next game against the same Portland team, it'll be another tough one, as Portland will now know how this Rovers team, after playing them twice so far early on in the season.
And if you've enjoyed what you've seen in the stream, come out in a couple of weeks' time. It's bound to be a lovely night. Have a little barbecue or tailgate at Swangard before the game. Enjoy some beers from Parallel 49 Brewery during the game. Tickets are $10, 7 for children. TSSRovers.com, you'll get all your tickets there.
Get a scarf, maybe 2, $30 scarf. And I know you're probably hopefully you're joining me and Michael, but watching the game is even better live, as these kids are battling it out for supremacy in their division right now, and very tough. Down 50 minutes here, and maybe Mountain voice your support next game.
Advantages are coming out here instead of watching the stream. Beautiful sunset over the mountains.
Weather changes.
Yeah, lovely view. You don't have to listen to us rattling on.
Yeah.
I mean, surely that's your biggest selling point there.
Sure.
You can join the Swan Guardians behind the goal. Been a little bit quiet tonight, although they haven't really had a lot to cheer about, I have to say.
I will say, Michael, you've held your own with these player pronunciations, and I know you've joked about
I've
jokes
surprised
before.
myself, actually. It's because the ones I'm really struggling with, I'm not mentioning their names.
Yeah. I know you mentioned before about making maybe jokes about the players, but we've held each other very well. And good first 75 minutes here. We'll see how the next 15 holds to see if the Rovers can come back here. They're down 1, down a man. And those 2 words in soccer, down to 10 men and down a goal, are never good mixing, especially against a Derby team. And a very tough one as well here at Rovers, or at Swangard, as they get a tough test early on in the season. Very heavy schedule. There must be some tired legs out there for the Rovers.
They're going to be glad to have a little bit of a break. Obviously, they've got the friendly coming up, and then they've got a break. They've finally got a bye weekend after that. No games, chance to recuperate, get their injured guys back. If you did join the stream late, 2 substitutions we think forced anyway, by TSS Rovers on the half-hour mark. Then Marcello Polisi saw red after 2 bookings. And Timbers on a little break here, long-range shot, but deflected away by...
Verhoeven's got space.
Verhoeven's off, and he's one-on-one. Can he get past this man here?
He ran out
of
away.
Needs some support, and it's just not coming quick enough. He's going to have to do it himself. Cuts inside, tries to find his foot, gets a shot off.
Oh! Fantastic from Zach Verhoeven.
Zach Verhoeven.
1-1 in the 77th minute. My goodness, my mouth just dropped to the floor. Zach Verhoeven, after scoring the biggest goal of his career 2 weeks ago against Calgary, the winner, he gets one here again in almost the identical minute in the 77th minute. Zach Verhoeven, fantastic individual run, and it's a 1-1 game, and it's a pink smoke in the Swangardian section for the Rovers. It's 1-1, and what a goal from Mr. Zach Verhoeven, who'd been silenced this whole half as they're about to bring in Kerman Panu, but what can you say?
Just came from nowhere there. Verhoeven got past 2 men, made room for himself, wanted to get it on his foot, did it perfectly, struck it deliciously into the bottom corner there. 1-1. Did not see this coming. 79 minutes gone. And yeah, we have pink smoke for some reason.
There is your Sunday afternoon roast deliciousness from Zach Verhoeven. A fantastic cut in and strike. That's what he brings to this team after Farr looked like he lifted his head in the sky after a turnover from his own team. Fantastic play there, Zach Verhoeven, and what a strike from distance. minute number 77. Rovers 1, Timbers U23 1 here from Swangard Stadium. Michael.
We talked about the danger that Verhoeven is and that he was going to have to do a lot of stuff on his own. A lot of players around him there. I think in the replay it looked like there was 6 Timbers players round about him, and Timbers will be disappointed that they didn't close him down sooner. They should not have allowed him the space that he had in the middle, but then a beautiful finish. That's going to please Colin Elms, no doubt. And this game is up for grabs now. Playing down a man for which will end up an hour by the time that the game finishes. And the Rovers have looked very good this half down a man. Maybe this is their secret weapon. They just need to go with 10 players. I'll ask Colin that after the game.
Put Verhoeven right if there was no offside in this game, which there always is in soccer. But if you had Verhoeven just sitting in front of the goalie from 25 yards out, I'm sure he'd take that any day of the week. But that's actually Verhoeven's first goal, and Hicks had to reach up there. Verhoeven's first goal on 3 shots on target tonight, 79th minute. It is a 1-1 Rovers tie so far.
And Hicks is the guy that has kept TSS Rovers in this. So many fine saves tonight. He's still my man of the match right now. But if Verhoeven can pop another one away, I might have to change that opinion.
Verhoeven now joint leading scorer with the Rovers along with Daniel Davidson, Eli Heighton, and Mamadi Kamara. So Rovers definitely scoring some goals. They're getting it going here. And Willie and Colin, not sure the reaction. I was still oohed at that Verhoeven goal, but I'm sure they're smiling as well.
Well, they delayed their substitution, which they were going to make. So they'll be bringing that on soon. I think it's Panu that's coming on.
Kerman Panu, I would assume for maybe a Joel Waterman or a Matteo Polisi, but even though Matteo Polisi did come in, he looks a little tired. So
I think I would probably take Waterman off here, and we will soon find out. The problem with not having electronic boards, we're just seeing who Willie's pointing at.
I believe it is Matteo Polisi coming off.
No, I'm not so sure.
Sorry, it's Zach Verhoeven?
Yeah, now, if that was going to be the substitution, they would have taken him off. Verhoeven got the goal. Verhoeven's going to be disappointed at coming off. He's going to feel that he's got another goal in him. You do wonder, is the plan now that they're trying to hold on just to get a point? It doesn't strike me that that's like Colin and Willie's kind of game set. But at the same time, it's like you do want to take the points that you can.
You would think that when they're going to make that sub, I don't think it was for Verhoeven because they might have tried to throw something forward, but now that they have the equalizer, they would throw Panu in there. So Panu comes in the 80th minute for Mr. Zach Verhoeven, the goal scorer.
Timbers playing the ball over there, but easily cleared by the TSS defence. And you don't want TSS to sit back now because they've done really well, and they've kind of kept the Timbers at bay by attacking. And they've been a lot more attacking than I think you would expect from a 10-man side. But they've kept the Timbers at bay, they've allowed a few shots off, but if they play a little bit more defensively now, and you're seeing it, Portland are moving the ball about, they're trying to stretch the pitch, they're trying to get the tiredness levels to kick in, and the best form of defence, as cliched as it is right now for the Rovers, is to continue attacking. They're leaving a lot of gaps over the field, and out on the right wing here, they tried to find him there, number 37, Nate Schultz. You really don't want to give that guy much room. He's a guy from the University of Akron, and although he's a defender now, he used to play as a striker at USSDA level, and he was the leading scorer in the USSDA for a couple of seasons for his team. So he's a guy that knows the way to go, and obviously an Akron guy. He's got a lot of talent there. One of 2 Akron players on this Timbers under-23 team.
Pardon me, that's Andres Ochoa out wide. Also, I believe Eric Curtano played at University of Akron, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon me, that was Darlington Nagby. I'm getting him confused for some reason.
And Darren
Schultz
Maddox
with a high one there. Oh yes, Darren Maddox. We love you so much. Andrew Hicks will get a goal kick here. As Ambrosino trying to hurry it up here. He wants to get that late goal, but
yeah, I think the Rovers are killing time. They're managing the game. I understand going for the point. It's disappointing at the same time because you felt that they had it in them to go and get a second, but they have lost their key attacking threat in Verhoeven. You look at who's left on the pitch now, and normally you would think Kamara would be that guy, but he's been playing a deeper role.
Yeah.
So Polisi's the guy that seems to have gone up top now.
I'm also not sure why. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why Davidson isn't playing striker.
Yeah.
Strange. We'll see.
But Davidson on the ball now.
Nice touch from Waterman there. Down the wing for Polisi. He'll have to chase.
Yep, that was Waterman. I thought he had just hurt himself on the microphone, which would have been fantastic.
Also, I mentioned the home floor for the Rovers right now. If this holds, I don't want to jinx anything for Willie and Colin. They'll probably have some words for me after the match, but Willie will.
Another foul by Kamara, and still no booking for him. I'm surprised, but he's now kicked the ball away, so he's going to get the booking for the stupidest of reasons. But he was on a booking for me anyway. He'd given away a number of multiple fouls, and I thought his next one was definitely going to be the one that got the card. But then you get it for kicking the ball away, and that must be one of the most frustrating things for a coach, to pick up a yellow card for something as foolish as that.
15th foul for the Rovers. I don't know what the yellow card count is for both teams. I believe it's 4 for TSS and 2 or 3, I should say, for the Timbers U23. So pretty even. Referee calling an even game tonight.
Timbers got a free kick 35 yards out here. Dal Moline about to float this into the back of the box.
Down just wide. Mamadi Kamar needs to be careful here. He's already on a yellow. Try to take down Segovia. Free kick as well.
A free kick. If you're watching the stream, send us any questions or anything you want to know about in these closing minutes at AFTN Canada on Twitter. Check out all our post-game coverage as well on AFTN, aftn.ca.
Andrew Hicks will thump this one forward from just about the same line as his 6-yard box. 85th minute, and this is, don't want to quote Alex Ferguson here, this is squeaky bum time for the TSS Rovers, as they want to get in the back of the net for this team. And
definitely want to come away without losing, but you do feel that if they could press, that there is another goal in this game. But it just looks now that they're happy just to settle for this point. The urgency just doesn't seem there in the team right now.
Which does mean that they will be undefeated at home for this Rovers team. They've won once and tied once, but that would be very good for Colin and Willie if they want to take the advantage of the Swangard Stadium and bring it into play, which is...
Well, it's good marketing. It's like the team undefeated at home. That's what you want to see. Try and get the crowds out. The aim for this year is to try and get the crowd into 4 figures.
Exposure.
We've had 600 for the first 2 games so far. Looking around tonight, hard to say, possibly
50, maybe around there.
I was thinking about 4 or 5. You have to remember there's fans dotted all over the place as well,
true,
and behind the thing. I'm going to go for about 500, I think, here tonight. Healthy crowd for TSS on a beautiful June evening here in Burnaby.
It's like as in Surrey earlier today, it was raining and came here and it was sunny as can be. Polisi trying to get that one. Well settled by Verstraeten. Nice touch from Zvidzi there.
You feel the rest of this game is going to get played in TSS half, and that is not what they want. Everyone behind the ball just now. TSS players just running around
as long as they can hold it, though, which is, I'm
but
sure.
Then they win it and they give it away, like Waterman just giving it away cheaply there.
A lot of tired legs out there as well.
You need to buy some time for your defence, and that's just not what the Rovers guys are doing.
Magana Rivera working into the box here. Across goal, and Waterman let it go. Good play there from Barella. He needs to be more communicative there, but
Magana Rivera there, lovely bit of work, great cross, low dangerous ball in. Portland really should have done a lot better than that. And they're making another substitution here. Coming on for Portland is number 44.
Don't have not sure what his name is.
Alex Heilman.
Heilman, oh yes, Michael, of course. The aforementioned Twitter.
Yes.
Right.
I will refrain from doing all my jokes.
All right.
But just what TSS don't want just now, it's like they've got a player down, trying to see who it is.
Might be...
I'm thinking it could be Varela, which would make sense because he's down with cramp and he hasn't been playing a lot of games at this level, as we mentioned. Finished the FVSL season with Port Moody Rangers, playing Richmond Summer League. Not quite this level, not getting tested as much. Our stats guy Joe Deasy plays in the Richmond Summer League. Banging the goals in just now. TSS looking for a striker. We'll just put Joe's name out there. Follow him on Twitter at cheesy_Deasy.
Leading scorer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Sign him up, Rovers, next year.
Picking you up here, Joe, so don't let us down.
Yeah. Hopefully not jinx the scoring form. Out wide here, Timur Zvidzi. Looking on Janko Vong. Back to Grunendijk, all the way to the center back, Damalina. Picked up a yellow card tonight. Ball in field there to Grunendijk, pardon me. That was Chase Boone, the new substitute, Vidzi.
Segovia's got a lot of room unmarked to the back of the box if they can find him here, but they didn't look up. I mean, it'd be hard to possibly find him from that distance, but I am concerned at the amount of space that he's getting. He's a dangerous guy. He's already shown a couple of dangerous runs tonight, and the Rovers are backed right off him.
Waterman's done a great job of covering the space either left or right inside their own box, and he's done that very well so far for this Rovers team.
Segovia on the ball now, trying to get inside the box again.
Cross in, headed down away nicely by defender there for the Rovers.
Varela knocking it out. Another corner for Portland as we're in the final minute of regulation. Portland sensing blood. I think they feel that they can get a winner here. And in terms of like trying to do well in the division and everything like that, it's more important for Portland to get the win here, but we'll see how TSS do. Ball played in.
Well done by Andrew Hicks as the Swangardians go crazy, and rightfully so. Andrew Hicks has been the man in neon green like a superhero tonight with bright green jersey. He's done very well. We'll see how much added time will be added on. I'd say around 2 to 3 minutes, but hard to say.
There's been a couple of stoppages, probably 3 or 4.
Davidson down and away for Stratton.
We'll try and get the guys to get an electronic board for us for the next game to make things a little bit easier.
Mamadi Kamar there and turn over. Nice ball on the left wing. Here comes Amrozinho, who switched wings from the right to left. Infield ball headed down by Magani Rivera, half away by Alejandro Varela.
It's all hands on deck for TSS Rovers here, just trying to kick it anywhere right now.
Not sure how much added time will be. Looks like 3 minutes on the board right now. Just says 90, but we'll see what happens here. Let's do 3 for now.
Wave after wave of Portland pressure, winning a free kick. Giving away cheap free kicks in stoppage time. It's just not what this defence is needing. I mean, ever since TSS Rovers scored, it's been all Portland, and this defence is held firm, which is good considering some of the performances that they've had this year. 17 goals conceded leading into this one, 18 after tonight. Hopefully it finishes with 18. Portland waiting to play the ball in here. A lot of bodies in the box.
Ball played in, headed away.
Or a chance here for TSS to break. Needs some support up there, Daniel Davidson. He needs Polisi trying to come through the middle.
Play it through to Mateo. He doesn't have the legs to get there.
Polisi's not really a speedster. This is when you needed Kamara or Verhoeven if he was on. That would have been a perfect break for TSS. But now Portland coming up the other end.
Nice job by Penner to not concede the free kick. He's one of the fresher guys for this Rovers team. Again, Rivera, nicely done by Mamadi Kamara, who can knock it ahead to Davidson if he's playing it right and just thumps it towards halfway, which isn't a bad choice right now. What I think 1 minute, less than 2 minutes remaining in this added time. Nate Schultz. Nice ball there, settle down. Segovia. Played it back to Grunendijk, out wide to Zvidzi. Zvidzi has a shot just wide of the net, nicely done by Andrew Hicks.
I don't think either team's going to get many more chances after that, and if it does finish 1-1, you're looking at this and Colin Elms is going to be happy, down a man for so long, having to make some early substitutions, fighting back to come away with a point. He will be disappointed, I think, with how some of the first half played out there, but Aaron Lewis on the Portland bench, he's going to go home and wonder how he let this game slip away. They were in the ascendancy, they had a few dangerous players out there. Andrew Hicks, AFTN man of the match tonight.
Patent pending AFTN man of the match.
Yep.
Joel Waterman and Mamadi Kamar, and that will be...
That's just what TSS need, a silly free kick given away by Portland now, so TSS will just take as long as possible over this, maybe have the last chance of the match. Who knows if they can sneak something from this. Try and force a corner here, maybe get some guys in the box and see what happens.
And if you're Aaron Lewis, the head coach of the Timbers U23, you're thinking, what's Zach Verhoeven's phone number after this game maybe for next year? But great play there from Zach Verhoeven to tie the game. Andrew
Baer is just kicking that out there. That's unacceptable. It's like you need to not give the ball back to Portland at this point.
Schultz against Jinan. Nicely done by Joe Waterman.
Well done by Waterman. Using his shoulder pad. Playing through Polisi, but he just can't get on it. And there goes the final whistle.
Whoa. What a match here tonight. Thank you for joining us. Sports Canada provided the stream on YouTube. Gideon Hill, Michael McCall, 1-1 tie for the Rovers in their third inaugural home game. It's thank you very much to the PA announcer tonight. Hunter, Sports Canada for the stream. Joe Deasy for finding us some excellent stats. The goal scorers Verhoeven and Ambrosino for the Portland Timbers U23. Next game for the Rovers, me and Michael will have to call Friday, June 16th. Come out this Sunday as well, as they'll face Whitecaps Residency in a highly touted friendly. I'm sure there'll be lots of scouts on hand for that one. Either way, it'll be a good game. And the women also play at 2 p.m. On Sunday as well, and a weekend full of soccer here in the Pacific Northwest. Gideon Hill, Michael McCall, Joe Deasy, Hunter, the PA guy, as well as Sports Canada. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Next game is Friday, June 16th. See you then. It's against this Timbers team. And have a good night, everyone, from the Pacific Northwest.